As the U.S. involvement in Afghanistan comes to an end, we still have some important questions, an important mission. Here's one: leaving with honor. We need to recognize the U.S. was not alone in the fight against terror, as thousands of local Afghan citizens put their lives on the line to help us. We promised to protect them, and they need our help now. We owe it to them. But we also owe it to ourselves to ensure that these refugees are properly vetted before they come to the United States of America. So how do we do this? And how do we honor not just what was sacrificed on the battlefield, but also those we lost in September of 2001? Are we paying respect to our fallen loved ones, our soldiers, and the victims of 9/11 as we retreat from Afghanistan, almost 20 years after going in? Frank Siller lost his brother Stephen in the attack on the Twin Towers and knows the burden these families carry, while Sean Parnell is a retired Army captain who served in Afghanistan. They both join me now. Gentlemen, I thank you so much for being here. Hey, Sean, can we start with the refugees for just one moment, the translators, the Afghans that helped us? I would love your perspective on this. I know that many men who fought over there know how much those people contributed to the effort. What do we owe them?
Well, first I'll just say the best way to take care of those people is to have a commander-in-chief that was fully engaged on a responsible exit strategy. It's difficult to describe in words the disaster that's unfolding in Afghanistan. It was something that was wholly preventable, and Joe Biden totally botched it. And I would also say, Will, that this isn't as clear-cut as you might think. 15 years ago today, actually, we had an interpreter that operated with us, that fought with us, that bled with us, that charged into the teeth of the enemy with us, right, and then turned on us and killed one of my soldiers today. The 15-year anniversary of his death is today. His name is Jeremiah Cole. We'll never forget him. And, Will, 20 years we've been in Afghanistan, right? 20 years we've bled, we fought for the freedom of the people of Afghanistan. We went into that country after 9/11, after thousands were killed. Right. We gave them an opportunity for freedom. We lost thousands of our own people, wounded tens of thousands more. Is it not okay to ask the question, how can our allies perhaps honor that great sacrifice as well? So, of course, we want to take care of our refugees. Of course, we want to take care of the interpreters who fought with us as long as they're vetted first. Right. But I think it's also incumbent upon all Americans to ask our allies to share a little bit more of this burden as well. No doubt.
And, Frank, I want to get to you in just one moment. You have an important part of this segment. But let me follow up with Sean, because I'm not surprised at what you're saying. I know, for example, the numbers of green on blue killings. That's killing of American soldiers by our supposed Afghan allies. So how do we balance that? Really quickly here, Sean, because I want to get Frank in, but how do we balance that? To uphold our honor and what we owe those who helped us, but also protect Americans, because we can't just flood America with refugees that are fully unvetted.
Well, look, I mean, I would just say this. Is 20 years of blood and treasure sacrificed on the ground of Afghanistan enough? Right. I've lost over 40 of my friends, risked my life for that country. My men risked their life for that country. We gave them a shot at freedom. At some point, they have to stand up and fight for their own. And I'm not saying that we should abandon them on the battlefield. We should have had an infrastructure in place to vet these people prior to our exit strategy even beginning. Right. And so now, unfortunately, it's almost too late. I mean, we can have conversations about how we can go in after, but this botched exit strategy makes it far more difficult, Will.
Yeah, we see images, and I'm sorry to rush you along, Sean. You have an important message here, but we see the images, by the way, of these C-17s full of refugees. I don't know. We have bases all over the world. To your point, Sean, we have allies all over the world. There needs to be a process put in place right now. Frank, I want to turn to you, though. You lost your brother on 9/11. We went to Afghanistan because of 9/11. Can you help share the perspective of a family of a victim of September 11th? How do you feel today as you watch Afghanistan unfold?
Well, my heart breaks for all 9/11 families, but even more for those Gold Star families who lost their loved ones, our men and women who gave their lives protecting us here on our homeland so another 9/11 wouldn't happen. And well, listen, our country has to be better than the scenes that you're seeing over there now. There is a way to do it and do it right. and to protect the Afghanis that helped us fight the war on terror. We owe it to them to bring them here on our shores and to protect them. Look, I never want to forget what happened on 9/11. I'm walking from the Pentagon to Shanksville, the ground zero, commemorating the 20 years where I lost my brother while he ran into a building with his fire gear on, saving people's lives. And this year, we are reading over 7,000 names on Veterans Day, the ones who gave their life on the war on terror. I don't believe it's ever been done. We're going to read it at the Lincoln Center on Veterans Day, because we can't forget we lost over 7,000 men and women.
Frank, you're on that 500-mile walk. It's an awesome thing you're doing. You've been doing awesome things for the last, I don't know how many years, Frank, but you're on this 500-mile walk. We're approaching the 20th anniversary of 9/11. What does it say to you? What does it mean to you? How do you feel that on that anniversary, and I'm going to put this to both of you, if you can both answer this really quickly, that the Taliban will be reinstituted as the leaders of Afghanistan? We're going to be right back where we started from, Frank.
Well, it's very upsetting for sure, but I think that we have more intelligence now than we ever had, and I don't believe that our country will let that happen again. At least I pray for that, because I don't want other families to go through what 2,977 families had to go through 20 years ago. We will never forget. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation stands by that, and that is our first mission of everything we do. We pay off the mortgages, you know, for Gold Star families. We build specially adapted smart homes for our catastrophically injured service members, but our first mission is to never forget.
I got to run, Sean, but listen, I appreciate both of your input today. I appreciate the perspective of someone who fought there, someone who suffered from terrorism here. I appreciate both of you and your time you gave us today. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.